Today on Behind the Details with Chelsea, we're going to be getting the Chevy Equinox ready for a ceramic coating. Now my customer does a really great job at keeping up with maintenance and it looks practically clean. But when you look closer, the biggest issue we have going on is we have a lot of rail dust on the vehicle that's actually starting to pit into the paint and turn to rust. So we're going to do a wash, decontamination, and polish and get it ready for our coating.
So it's finally here. Fall has finally come full force. We went from 80, 90 degrees to like 40 degrees in a day. Welcome to Pennsylvania, am I right? Today, I'm really excited that even though I feel like crap, we're going to be doing a ceramic coating application for you guys. Now, this coating, I am going to be 100% transparent about these. These are sponsored videos. The House of Rags has sent me this product to test out, but they don't pay me for my opinion. They don't pay me to just say great things. They pay me to let you guys know what my experience is like. And so I'm going to be 100% transparent with you guys about all the products and about this coating. I'm nervous coming into this. Jamie and Eddie have given me a heads up to not take this coating lightly. Apply and immediately level. I should be fine if I do that. And we also are in cooler temperatures. Humidity is low right now. We're actually like 43% humidity. So maybe that gives me some grace. Maybe that gives me a little bit of like breathing room. I'm not gonna like sit and wait, but at least I don't have to like attack the paint or be nervous.
So the coating we're testing out today is Luminous Slick. This is a 3-year durability claim, has a 1-hour cure time, and we're going to be using all of these products from Luminous to prep our vehicle. Now, Luminous Mint Car Shampoo, it's an acquired taste. It took me a minute before I really started to enjoy it. Now, it's one of my most enjoyable soaps. Very therapeutic. Just a nice refreshing mint smell, has tons of suds and nice lubrication to safely wash. We're also going to use their L Pre-Wash Alkaline Foaming Pre-Soak to go ahead and soften and loosen any dirt that might be on the vehicle. Next up, we get to use my favorite product from Luminous. This is their ready-to-use formula combination tire and wheel cleaner. This is one of the most powerful combination tire and wheel cleaners that I have worked with. One of my favorite. You can see these wheels are practically glowing after we clean them. Now, we didn't have a ton of dirt on this vehicle, but if you do have a dirty vehicle, just know that this soap is more than powerful to be able to tackle heavy grime. Nice, thick foam that just clings and clings. In fact, it didn't want to move. I was just kind of hanging out listening to music while the foam just slowly dripped off of the vehicle. We're going to go ahead and do a quick, safe contact wash with our mint shampoo. Once we're done washing the entire vehicle, rinse everything off, and then we're going to come in with their Vampire Direct. This is their ready-to-use iron remover, and this is going to help break the chemical bond that any rail dust has on the paint so we can safely do a clay towel treatment. Now, it's a colder day, so you're not going to see as heavy of a reaction. Sometimes colder weather can slow down that acidic reaction with purple iron removers, but regardless of the lack of reaction, we still were able to remove the rail dust and do a very safe clay towel treatment with this product. You can see we had a ton of soap and surfactants with it, so that way we can reduce the amount of marring on the surface. This just makes your clay towel treatment, I think, a little bit more effective and more thorough. After doing our wash and decontamination, now we're going to polish the vehicle. Now, you don't have to polish the paint. If you are satisfied with the condition and you have no protection on it, you can skip this step. But we did have some love marks that we wanted to remove, as well as previous protection that didn't come off during the wash step. So we're going to polish the entire vehicle and then use a rinseless wash at the end to wipe off all of the residue. Now, we're still going to use a panel prep afterwards just to make sure we have a squeaky clean virgin panel. But after polishing this silver paint, I was super impressed with the amount of gloss that we were able to get on this paint. I think I might want something a little bit bigger. It's cool, it's embossed, but he's a little guy. We've got a big old bottle. This is a 50 milliliter size bottle. Oh, it looks like we do have some sediment on the bottom. Is that graphene? Is this graphene? And yes, it's graphene based. All
right, so silver is one of those hard colors for me to really show on video. And we're gonna get our softbox light on, and I'm not sure just how much lighting we're gonna want on. So we're gonna play around with that. We got a little bit of a bigger applicator. So we've got a multitude of towels for leveling. We also have some plush ones if we need them for kind of our final touch. I know we shouldn't sniff. Okay, it's a stronger one. It's a stronger one. Okay. Comes out easy enough, but a little bit thicker. We're gonna go heavy to primer applicator, okay? And get like corner to corner, okay? Now, I'm gonna go right down the middle. You can see it is thicker and it feels thicker going on. All right, we're gonna outline. I wanna show you guys, if I can, real quick, in the light. I'm not seeing really any rainbowing. It's just kind of wet looking, okay? That's easy. Y'all got me in my head. Overthinking it. Maybe I got myself in my head. Maybe you were just giving me proper advice so that it was pleasant. That was pleasant. That was super easy. And I honestly, as wet as it looked, I don't feel like I was pushing around a bunch of stuff. Sometimes you'll kind of have some high spots. Let's see if we have an uneven appearance. I can see actually like a little bit of an enriching to the paint, not a ton. But I'm not seeing any streaks, not seeing any high spots. Again, this is a kind of a hard color. Whoa, that is super slick under the towel. Now, from this section, kind of here, we don't have any of that. So what we're gonna do is, since it's cooler, it's about 62 degrees in here, but it is 62% humidity. I'm going to see if we let it sit a minute. If I actually do 2 sections and then buff off, does that shoot me in the foot? The instructions on their manual say let it sit a minute. I can get 2 sections done in a minute if I work fast. You don't obviously want to just kind of take your time with this coating. It is thicker, but I didn't see sweating. I didn't see rainbowing. I didn't see a hazing. It was just kind of wet. So I do wonder if maybe we wiped it off too quick. So we're just going to play with that on these next 2 sections here, just so that way I can rule that out, because if it is simply apply and then level, super easy. But if I wiped off too soon, that's my concern, just because I wasn't seeing any indicators. That's not normal. Normally you see some sort of an indicator. So we're gonna see if we can do these 2 sections and then let it sit a minute as they instruct and see where that leaves us. Set a timer for a minute. Okay, so we're just gonna let that sit on there for a minute in that first section, and we're gonna see, do we go with kind of real world advice from Jamie and Eddie, or do we do what the instructions say? And again, humidity, temperature can all come into play. Like, so how much time is left on my 1 minute timer?
About 30 seconds left.
Okay, so we're gonna actually come in here. We're gonna do the remainder of this hood. Because again, you can work pretty fast. Hopefully this doesn't bite me in the butt, but if it does, I'd rather it be on kind of this panel. This is kind of always my test panel that we gauge what the experience is gonna be like. How much time is left on my minute timer?
There's less than 10 seconds left.
Okay, so I wanna see, do we have sweating? All right, I am seeing a little bit of sweating. It's thicker. I am not really seeing rainbowing, but it's not like a heavy sweating. It's not like a Gion Mose or anything like that. All right, let's see. Okay, that's still very easy. Very, very easy. We're just going to give these other ones a second, because I honestly, I think I was a little intimidated by their advice after what I dealt with Katiba, because I did let that sit on there for like 1 to 2 minutes, and you don't want to do that with that coating. It is apply and immediately level. But this actually, I feel like you have a minute or two. If their instructions say let it sit a minute, we are cooler, I would say medium humidity, but that is super easy. Let's come over here. I'm gonna bring you guys in closer. I don't know if I can actually show you what this looks like on camera, because that's just not showing up too well. In fact, we might want to reduce our lighting. But this is what it looks like up close. Just kind of a wetter look to it. And we probably let this one sit on there for that minute. And you can see very smooth under the towel. That first towel gets a majority of it. Now this isn't a darker color, so I know it's kind of hard to see. But let's get our towel even. It's very smooth under the towel. I can feel just a nice kind of velvet appearance to the paint. I am very curious to see, as it sets up, just how much does our slickness increase. But guys, that was very easy. I'm not seeing any sort of high spots, streaks, unevenness. It's just crystal clear. I think honestly we should be able to go a minute at a time, and you could see just how much we were able to apply in a minute. So I think we can go section by section with this and not have any concerns. Where we're at with our gloss. So we are at 102, fresh after applying our ceramic coating. Now we were at 102 after we polished, so that has not increased the gloss at this point. Our sunroof is actually going to give us the best visual cue to know what this really looks like on a color vehicle that actually cooperates. So we're just gonna do this half of the sunroof. To set a timer for 1 minute.
Second timer, 1 minute, starting now.
Okay. So I can see that it is sweaty and a little hazy. So you can see it kind of goes a little bit of sweating, just like a little bit of hazing. Alexa, how much time is left on my minute timer?
There's less than 10 seconds left.
Let's see what's left behind. It's the majority of it. Let's take our second towel and just dial it in. And even on glass, no streaks. Make sure you are investing in quality towels to level with. That can make all the difference. So my husband is really testing out these noise canceling microphones. Hopefully you don't hear him mowing in the background. But we've got the roof, the hood done. We've got the front grille done, which to me, those are the most intricate. Those are the time-consuming areas. Now we can fly through and see how much we applied. So we go body line to body line, gonna outline, and we're going to we're gonna see if we can do 2 sections at a time. Gonna do our trim. This way I don't have to sit around waiting, but I also don't have to stop in the middle of a door panel. You can definitely see if you missed a spot on our trim, it enriches it that much.
What I found great about this coating is that a little bit goes a long way. Some coatings that are thicker don't have as long of a work time. This one did. And once your applicator is good and primed, you only need maybe 5 to 6 drops each time on your applicator to reapply. So I found myself not needing as much, but it had a really nice long work time. The more products and brands I try from South Korea, the more impressed I am with those products. I find that they tend to underpromise and overdeliver. Claims are taken very seriously in their culture, and in fact, there's legal liability involved in them. So when they say 3-year durability claim, I think we should very easily get 3 years with this coating as long as the vehicle is properly maintained. But the coating was super easy to work with and extremely slick.
So it took 1 hour and 2 minutes, and we are all done with applying our ceramic coating. And I didn't have to hustle. I didn't have to stress. This was actually a very pleasant ceramic coating to work with. We've got really nice gloss and shine already. And here's the kicker. So we have a 50 milliliter size bottle, and we actually have 2/3 of the bottle left. We used about 1/3 to apply it to this entire midsize SUV with Porsche trim, which normally you're going to go through a lot more coating when you have more trim. So I was actually very impressed with how far this coating went. There were even times that I felt like I could have worked further with the coating because it is thicker, but it was a wetter coating. So you don't necessarily have to put a ton on your applicator each time. I was doing maybe 6 to 8 drops each time, had more than enough to do larger sections. I was able to do like this entire section. We did half of a door here, but we were actually able to work 2 panels at a time, almost 3 sections at a time, which for me, that's actually a really pleasant pace to work at. Eddie and Jamie had kind of given me the mentality, apply immediately level. And there are some coatings that, yeah, that is definitely what you want to do. I kind of tested it for you guys. Now, it looks like you could do kind of panel by panel because even the instructions that they have online say apply, grab your microfibers, and immediately level. But on their written instructions, it says let sit a minute. And you can actually coat several sections in a minute. You just want to make sure in intricate areas that you're not working too far, because then I could tell we did have a little bit of grab with this if we worked a little bit too far, but it wasn't difficult. I actually have a head cold. I am not feeling the best, and this was not tiring for me whatsoever. In fact, I feel kind of energized. I feel like I could keep going a little bit, but we're not. We're done. The coating is applied, and we were able to have a great turnaround. I think the customer's gonna be really happy when he comes to pick it up. We were able to enhance gloss. We were able to enhance slickness and shine, and we've been able to apply something that's gonna protect his vehicle for years to come. Now, this has up to 3 years durability, which for me, with a daily driver, that's actually the sweet spot. That's actually what I recommend to most people. When coatings start to say 5, 7, 9, lifetime durability claim, I'm highly suspicious. I'm a very skeptical detailer. Real world, after about 2 to 3 years, from soaps, from abrasion, from life, you're going to pick up some love marks. You're more than likely going to want to polish and recoat. So I think 3-year durability is perfect for a daily driver. Now, I did notice with this product, when we kind of got it out of the packaging, we had some darker solids on the bottom. We mixed it in, and you can see it's nice and clear. But when I was applying it to the panel, I didn't have any discoloration on my pad because, again, it was gray. It was kind of hard to tell. But on my initial leveling towel, I did pick up some pigmentation, some color. These ceramic coatings that Luminous has, they have 2 that are kind of in their light series and 2 that are in kind of their shadow series. This is their shadow series. So I'm not quite sure if that's actually going to darken the pigmentation of the vehicle. Maybe it's kind of a placebo effect, or maybe it's just kind of a temporary aesthetic. I'm not noticing where the vehicle looks darker. It did a lot to actually make our trim look darker. It was nice and enriched. Does it make the gloss look different on a darker colored vehicle versus a lighter colored vehicle? Would you want one of their light series coatings for a lighter colored vehicle, and then for darker colored vehicles, use more of their shadow series? I don't know. Jamie and Eddie, if you guys know the answer to that, let me know in the comment section down below. But regardless of the color of the vehicle, this went on fantastic. Honestly, I was very happy, very impressed with how easy it was to apply. I think it kind of had me in my head a little bit, thinking that it was going to be grabby, that it was going to be like fast flash, that I had to get in there and attack the paint, and that was not the case. Even being sick, I was very easily able to get around the entire vehicle in an hour, which is a good pace for a larger size vehicle. Normally that's like sedan size vehicle pace. So easy on, easy off, very pleasant to work with. The only thing that I would say is crack a garage door or window because it is a little bit of a stronger coating. But other than that, fantastic value, fantastic application. Highly recommend you guys check it out if you are on the market for 3-year ceramic coating. But there you have it, Luminous Slick, what the application is like. Hopefully we're going to be able to share with you guys a quick peek at what our hydrophobics look like before the customer comes and picks it up. But make sure you guys stay tuned. If and when we see this vehicle, we're going to share with you guys update on how our luminous ceramic coating has been performing. But Jamie and Eddie, thanks for sending this to me to review for you guys. If you have any questions about this product or any of the products that we use to prep this vehicle with, let me know in the comment section down below. But thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next Wednesday right here at the House of Rags. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.